Hi, welcome to another episode of MYD Global. I'm your host, Leanne Hackman-Carty. Today's episode, we talk with Josh Bowen, who's the manager for the Center for Applied Disaster and Emergency Management out of NAIT. It's a program that's online, but also there's some practical exercises that they do as well. They're also hosting a summit in February 2020, and so stay tuned as I talk to Josh about what they do, what the program does, and how you can get involved. Hey Josh, good to see you today. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Leanne?
I'm good, good. Hey, before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background?
Yeah, I spent 13 years in the Canadian Armed Forces prior to coming to NAIT, and during that time, I had a lot of experience with domestic disaster response, from flooding in Winnipeg and High River to wildfires in northern Saskatchewan, BC, and I ended up being the military's liaison to the province of Alberta during the Fort McMurray wildfires. In addition to that, I ended my career as the disaster response planner for Western Canada and the Canadian Arctic.
Wow, that's great. And so now you're at NAIT, so the Northern Alberta Institute for Technology. Can you tell us a little bit about the program that you run?
So NAIT has two different offerings for disaster and emergency management professionals. The first is our diploma program, and it's offered in the School of Health and Life Science. And that's targeted at people that are looking to get into the profession for those entry-level positions within emergency management. It's a 2-year diploma delivered entirely online. And I think there's about 270 students enrolled over the 2-year program from across Canada and around the world because it is delivered online. We recognized early on that there's a large gap in terms of accredited professional development training for people who are currently doing the job. So with the closing of the National Emergency Preparedness College in Ottawa in the mid-2000s, nobody's really taken up that banner. And so what we're looking to do is be able to support the professionalization of disaster and emergency management. So we founded the Center for Applied Disaster and Emergency Management. And we're really looking at a comprehensive approach. So we're looking at risk management, emergency management, business continuity, and being able to do that comprehensive element and train people who are currently working in the field.
That's great. I mean, I see, in this whole area, there's so many different backgrounds that gravitate towards the profession. I mean, it might be military, fire, police, EMTs, but increasingly, I think you're seeing people from other professions, business continuity professionals, economic developers, a whole gamut looking to learn about what the best practices are in the area. So that's fantastic. What would you say your current student profile would be?
Focused entirely on professionals who are currently working in the field. And that means we've got risk management professionals, business continuity professionals, emergency management, first responders, occupational health and safety, and then people that are related tangentially. So we ran a 275-person training event in October. We brought in all people from across the country, and including some came up from the States as instructors. And really it represented the public sector at the municipal level, the provincial level, federal and First Nations. We had people from industry, and whether that was insurance or heavy industry here in Alberta, resource extraction, and then we also had people from the Coast Guard came.
Oh, that's great.
And then several academics were there as well. And so the way that we do training here, everything is applied learning. So it's not really a lecture. There is some lecture elements to it, but we really want people to actually apply the skills because that's the way that adults learn best. So we're reinforcing the polytechnic model that NAIT has and giving people the opportunity. So for the week-long training event, we had 4 days of courses where people learned something, applied it, learned something, applied it, learned something, applied it. And then we ran a full day functional exercise so that everybody had the opportunity to really reinforce those learnings to increase skill retention.
Good. So I know you're in February of 2020 here. You're going to be hosting a session, a summit, I believe, in Edmonton. And I'm just curious a little bit about the summit.
Yeah, we're really excited that we partnered with the government of Alberta through the Alberta Emergency Management Agency to present the 2020 Emergency Management Stakeholder Summit. And we're bringing about 400 to 450 people from across Canada and the States together to learn a lot of new and innovative approaches to emergency management. So the theme for the summit is resilience through innovation. So we're looking at everything from how does strategic foresight and design thinking influence emergency management, to what are some of the approaches that were tried in response to wildfires in northern Alberta this summer, looking at what's sort of on the cutting edge, what's Harvard and MIT bringing to the emergency management field. It's going to be 2 days from the 19th to 20th of February, and there's still spots available, and we're looking to really bring together people from diverse backgrounds to learn from each other and with each other.
That's great. Well, I'll put that link in the video description. Is there anything else before we wrap up that we didn't talk about that you wanted to mention, or?
We're really excited about supporting the professionalization of emergency management and really bringing together all of the different communities that do emergency management to learn from each other so that we can actually foster more resilient communities, more resilient organizations, and ultimately continue to serve the province and the country and everybody here.
Well, thank you, Josh, for all the work you're doing, and I look forward to seeing you in February.
Looking forward to it, Leanne. Thanks so much.
Thanks.